for come home na chere say yema counselor D.Y. Donkoh Akwaba Sronkokra. We are here to talk about depression in marriages.
All right, so we are talking about depression.
Yeah.
In every aspect of life. Now, what is depression? I don't know whether you have experienced this before when you lose somebody you love so much, or you've lost somebody you love so much. Obi awdono open us or ya wadamfo near bi and now sister bi na unimno enye chiriba unimno closely na obeti sebe no wafirim ana ote ya bibi bone ato na you see send a show. You can't stop thinking. You can't stop reasoning. And sometimes with your child, you wonder, how, why? Why did even God permit it to happen? You see that thing you experience, it is called depression.
Hey.
Yes. And so I'm going to explain depression so that you understand it better. But I want to give an example, a face, so that what you say, what we send you will be put money into business, investment. Now, but is investment in Amfa. Ashe, what was no me frustrated, and I watch my application. I call you baby. Unim see a befoul. Omo craft for some befoul. I fed your man for what fra. Almost say yeah, foul beam. How do you feel? How does your body feel mentally? So today I'm talking about mental health, but under it I want to talk about depression. It's a depression, and they say we need pedria, and the waging. Into me, jina supi. Send your nanka ni pedria tibim. So the normal state of your mind, your emotions are not stable. You are not same anymore. Into sending a committee and make us a coming. So once I enter into depression, I can't reason well. I can't talk well. I can't make good decisions. Once you get to that position, something should tell you that no, emotionally I'm not well. Mentally I'm not well. And that is what we call depression. And once you are married, you enter into it, and some way some might realize that your thinking pattern is not straight. You can't reason well. At a point in your life, even when you make decisions, it doesn't go well. You don't even know what you are doing at a point in time. And you keep, sometimes you see yourself walking, talking, walking. Have you realized people who can be walking and they are talking? They are not on phone. They are not talking through the earpiece. Or to anybody say, that is depression. So when you are under depressed, or when you are depressed, or when you are under depression, you realize that you are not in the state of yourself. Something has taken place of yourself. So now you cannot function like yourself anymore. You function in another person's behavior, character, and attitude. People say, oh yeah, the end we know so much. So why did I do this? I won't do it again. But you keep doing it. So depression is when you lose yourself mentally and emotionally, and you can't function with the right mind of yourself.
Wow.
A lot of married couples are in marriages, but very, very depressed. I'm telling you. Now, let me be real to you. In Africa, we don't put depression into consideration. We don't pay attention to it. You know, depression here will be called Labatoya Prado or returns to Bompaisa, not the pioneering use to Mojani Holy Ghost fire, not the depression, you know. And then we think it's okay. We can even, you know, try to sway it in another way to see that we are depressed and as a homebody and they try to frustrate you. You kill it by prayer and you are good to go. And once mentally you have that mentality, you pray and you think like, okay, my God has taken control, so I'm healed. But depression is another type of sickness, emotional sickness, that in Africa we don't take it serious. Now let me say this. Anybody in relationship or marriage that has lost himself or herself is already under depression. Okay. In other words, when at a point in time, you don't even know yourself anymore. You can't identify yourself in yourself. You lose your identity as you. So this is Valerie. I know my hobbies. I know what I like. I know the things I don't like. I know what I can do in my capacity, my strength, with my giftings, my talent. I know how I relate to people. Suddenly, you have a worry. But worrying, you realize that something has actually changed about you, not for good, but for bad. Now, suddenly, you start developing anger, unnecessary anger. It's a sign of depression. You start fighting unnecessary mood swing. It's a sign of depression. Suddenly, you start hating your partner without a reason. It's a sign of depression. And so you look at some of the things I'm talking about now, and you realize that a lot of people are depressed, but they are still in marriages. You know, so how do you enter into marriage with your spouse in the house? What is going to trigger that, and what will trigger that? So you know, once you are depressed, you don't even find your spouse enjoyable. You don't find them appealing, calling and charming. It's like, hey, me coffee baby, but don't cry me time. Instead of going home to see them, and you are more excited, you are more happy, you are more, you know, you are looking, it's like, hey, my God, you are home, I feel the hood. No, the moment you see their face, something triggers your emotion, and then you start, you know, developing this unnecessary anger. You enter into range. It's like level be a way rano. Sometimes when you're low, you go like and say, these are all signs of depression. So I'm going to read few things so that people will know, especially women. Most women are depressed. Because when they combine raising the case, taking care of the case with their marriage, they are depressed, but they will still allow the man to have sex, but they are not okay. And some of the signs, I remember will say, o partner, o your bar, ukunu, o yere. And as a more courty or more deity, one is actually depressed. Is when finding reasons not to spend the night in bed, not going to bed at the same time, or put physical boundaries such as pillow in between parties. In Jawadi Fuabu say, Bako to her TV back on say, hello, babe, medical house a call. No hate TV. Na tabe na beba. O se me simeba. O beba no aba na no sa. Royan klama. Enti uba bona ana woda o se me nam da. Asa o ye na o so me na e kona koda a. Asa on person beben o. On person de no beka. There's something wrong somewhere because o wade ana na obitia. You rather feel excited getting close to them.
It's true.
Mingling with them, you feel good. So sudden change that you don't want to go to bed with them. You don't want to sleep on the same bed. Sometimes some of them they sleep on the bed and they put pillow in between them. On person who become obo da na ba ko echi echirewe na we so echi echirewe je echi mienu and echiri si no mada na ade achi. Bako pray no for mother. Bako pray. They can't say good night together. They can't pray together. They can't even wake up together and say good morning to each other. It's a sign of depression. Can we get to a stage in marriage where we separate the marriage from our issues? When we are having arguments or misunderstanding, can we separate it from our marriage? And remember and understand that marriage is a person. Issues must be solved. That is another high level of maturity. So when I have an encounter with you, we don't understand each other, and we think that the issue, waka, back and forth. We want to solve issue here and there. There is no need for me to get angry with the person. It's about the issue, not the person. So let's solve issues and leave the person. So even if I argue with you now, and I come back and go like, babe, good night, I love you so much. You should be able to control your emotions. Look straight into my eyes and say, I love you too, baby, good night. That should be, don't go to bed with anger. It's a sign of immaturity. And in fact, to conclude, fast forward, it's a sign of depression. Okay. So I want my family to understand that we should be able to separate our marriage from our issues, problems or disagreement. Let's solve issues, talk about it, and not attack a person. And so please, once you can't go to bed in peace, you are depressed. Number two, when you go to bed and there's pillow, one fan coming. And be proud. Depression, kasa. In fact, let me tell you this. When you see couples that cannot have sex anymore, or one has lost interest in sex, it's a sign of depression.
Oh, okay.
Obi crowd on for becoming signs of depression. Okay. And you say, on in the table friend, I want fat daddy, I will drag. We say anger stirs up depression. Wow. That's why you pass now you may be about him. It's a sign of, and depression is another sign or another way of calling mental illness. And so signs of depression, these are some of the few things.
Okay. Enti papa me pese me busa say ejumam ebe mo ye ejuma etimi say bia obi akwa ejuma, you know, something has happened where ejumam obi wo ho a be ma na e bia ne boss your ba the way oba no besi bi na kasa anyhow ono akura ne bo afu dada and odi free adwuma mu a wode ba. Can externally somebody be depressed before they get to the household?
Yes, I like that. This is a smart one. A lot of people get angry through depression or by depression, or they are depressed before they get home. But you see, there's something we call anger control or emotional control. Bema or bow, you need to understand that your home is your home, your office is your office. And regardless of the challenges you go through at the workplace, once you are translated or you move or you transit from office, you are heading towards the house, something should tell your conscience that I can't take my depression, my stress and anger to treat other people anyhow. Enti me fi adwuma me buafu asem bi asi me fi kromo no yantade ayemeya obi kura na mako but me ko fie no I'm going to meet a new set of people. Enti me bewura ho na ni kwase be di mmura sabe kasafi kasa ya honte enti unye wura fie na nya bokokoko. You should be able to arrange your face, position your face and think straight that these people don't deserve my anger and they don't deserve my depression.
Let's just say automatically no your spouse couple no nipa na wo koshia no the person should bring you joy.
Of course, yes.
Inti say we depressed and I say wo de mama nyusu depressed kra bibia si wa adwumam na waninye na udru fie na nipa no entimi ama mood and san. Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you this. Most often, it's not about the one in the house, it's about the one going to the house. That is the truth. So I'll tell you. The whole day, already you are stressed. The whole day, already you are stressed. And sema wote, we are Juma bank, we are Juma Senate, we are Juma. So you see all this, you know, ups and downs you go through our work, or first steps we see now. Boss, a friend over. We've been already you are stressed, so you expect something good in the house, but never forget that what you buy is how you enjoy. Wow, just make sure you have the right, you know, frame of mind. You position your mind psychologically and say, I am stressed, I am tired, I am not happy in town. But we won't call it be with you, we will house girl be with you, we will people in the house. Don't go and express your anger on them. It doesn't show respect. In fact, it's a sign of abuse. You are abusing their emotions. Or you are abusing them. Especially when your children go like, Daddy, welcome, Daddy, how are you? Go like, you know, because yes, but they don't deserve that treatment. Bibia and you are bontene. But if you are bontene, once you knock your door, kill your ego, kill that mentality, and make sure that you say to yourself that my family does not deserve my anger.
Okay, my family does not deserve my anger.
Okay.
Can finances, trust, and cheating, all these three, the
cheating,
three wise men,
financial problems, and then lies.
Can it bring depression on the other partner?
One thing will lead to the other.
Okay.
Lies will lead to lack of trust. Lying about your finances will still lead to lack of trust.
Okay.
Because once there is no transparency, then you need to understand that I can't trust you.
Okay.
Nevertheless, Sanya can maybe are cheating or flirting or lying. And the financial problems. Yes, it leads to depression. Number one, when financially couples are not sound, it is easy that depression can set in. And so we should understand that when financially couples are not sound, already they are depressed. Okay. So if you are telling me love is everything, is love enough? No. So look for something to do before you enter into marriage. Men to chachanye nyame beye. Na ebia na nyame obeye no. O de ni Abraham de be 25 years. But obeye. Now within the 25 years period, o yiri jawa anaku jawa na o ye ne day. Number 2, bema wo twa yere tro, yere twa bema tro. Any impranchie mumpo. Akwali twa too much. It frustrates the lady. It doesn't only lead the lady not to trust the man, but the truth is that she becomes very frustrated. Even when at a point you are telling the truth, they see the truth as lies. And you see, the worrying thing is that when you are trying to repair their heart, because it is broken, it's very difficult. And so lies leads to frustration and depression as well. And to Bama will tell you about or Bandebiano depressed. It's like, don't I deserve the truth? Am I that useless? Am I that bad? I mean, the question is, don't I deserve? Who is saying? It's already why you depressed. Why you very frustrated? So about Sebemo. So lies, finances, and then cheating, they don't go there. I want a killer.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it because it leads to depression. So these three things you talk about, the lies, the finances,
and the cheating aspect.
It leads to depression. Straight away. And tomorrow say, "Obi cheating and the partner china, even when they say they've forgiven you, it takes them a long time for them to bounce back. Because emotionally, they are broken. And so depression, it comes from different angles. Let me tell you this. When in marriage, you see excitement in the marriage going down, going down, going down. At the point, the two does not even feel each other. I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about the affection, the connection between them is gone. It's a sign of depression.